You know, I would say I made one of the greatest comebacks of my life. I was 240 pounds, the emo kid, always bullied in high school. It was a mess. Was so depressed, had social anxiety, you know, was alone. Didn't have many people, you know. And I lost over 85 pounds, even 90, maybe even 100, because at one point I was all the way down to 145, right? And then I started building muscle in the gym, going consistently in the gym. You know, I love the gym now. It's my purpose. And you all ask me, people ask me, how'd you do it? How did you drill in your mindset and become a completely different person in a few years or a year? You know, like, how did you change your identity so much? How was it possible? God, man. How? How did you do it? I got a lot to say. So, how I did it was, it kind of started in December 2019, where it starts with an actualization, like a realization that, wow, I'm, there's a lot wrong with me. Like, I need to fix myself. Once you have that first actualization that there's something wrong, that you need to lose weight, that you need a bulk, that you need to change your life, it's like it just snaps in your head, gives you that dopamine rush. Like, it's insane. Like, in December of 2019, like, I was so close to just ending it all. And after I had the actualization of, how like overweight I was getting obese, all the food I was stuffing myself with, and like the way my mentality was and the person that I was, it's like you have a feeling of almost disgust, or like you want to change now. I don't know how to describe it. It's such a powerful feeling that, like, it feels as if it's not even like an emotion. It's like a higher being, like, calling to you, bro. Like, something is calling to you to make that change. And you got to do it, because where are you going to end up in the next few years if you keep living like this? Not really far. And you're just going to be average and forever. It's not even average. Like, just deterioration. It was pure deterioration of my life. And once I figured out that I was deteriorating even more and more, like in school and stuff, I had to just snap out of it and just wake up to reality. This is life. I have to change my life. And then once you feel this self-actualization, then you take the necessary steps. You look up videos, how to lose weight, or you search up things, how to get a better physique, how to build muscle, how can I get out of the house more? How can I talk to people again? Because I was so anxious for so long and lacked, actual relationships, and lacked social skills. I literally lacked social skills. I was literally afraid of getting out of my house every single day, bro. Like, I was afraid. I was scared, because I lived with social anxiety for so long that it was just deteriorating me and my personality. And I didn't want to be that version of myself anymore. And it's about shifting that identity, and recreating yourself, right? You're recreating your identity, you're recreating your character, right? The old version of you, the one that slept all day long, stayed in bed, stayed up all night on Discord, and is not really doing anything with his life. You're recreating a new identity, a new person that you visualize and that you want to be. Like, manifestation and visualization was so powerful for me back then, because I would always visualize myself as, the person that lost weight, and as the person that can talk to people again and be open and make new friends. That's the person I wanted to be, being that insecure kid in high school, being called the fat emo kid that would sit by the lunchroom by himself near the trash cans, and then was so awkward. It's just, people bullied me, man. And once I got out of that, that identity, me seeing myself as that, and taking the necessary action to lose weight and start working out and working on my social skills and my confidence, it's like your confidence just shoots up, man. Everyone has a different situation, right? I went through this stage twice, because when I first lost weight, and then when I got into self-improvement and started building muscle. And I want to emphasize on the second part of starting self-improvement, and building muscle, which many people, that's for them, but we all have different life, circumstances. So, the whole idea of ghosting, or, separating yourself from the old friends, separating yourself from everyone, it can be very beneficial or very negative for you. That's the thing. If you can handle it, then do it, because when you separate yourself from those toxic people and you go and lock in on yourself and take the time to journal and do these good habits, you're going to come out great. But, if you need to work on yourself and your social skills, you got to break out of comfort and make yourself go out there, bro. You just got to make yourself go out there. And that's what I did with wrestling. I made myself go out there on the mat and wrestle. I made myself go out there in the gym and hit a workout in front of people, because I was so scared of looking at my own body and my own self in the mirror. And I just shook and got scared and anxious everywhere I go in public. But it was just a shift, a change in my identity. It's like you got to be willing to go out and take the first step in the gym. The first thing you should do in the gym is just get in there and be comfortable with it. Feel comfortable. When the bullies are bullying you, just ignore them. Just walk away. It's those first steps that are going to take you out of that comfort zone and out of that repetitive zone, and then you're going to actually make valuable progress, dude. You're going to make so much progress. We can also talk about changing your habits and taking control. And that's kind of what I talked about in the last 2 points, is that when you take control, then you're in that flow state and you got it, man. Just keep being consistent. And with the habits, that comes over time from failure. Let's say you get on a diet and you eat a cheat meal in the first 5 days. After the first 5 days of your diet, that's normal. It's normal to relapse. It's okay to relapse. Because those failures, create new experiences, and then you learn from it, and then you build your character. It's the same thing as simply as the gym and lifting the weights. Let's say I'm doing Smith incline press, and I fail 7 reps on 145, but then the next week I get 8 reps. That's improvement. This example can literally carry on everywhere. The change in habits. It's a beautiful process, bro. Once you start doing these new habits and implementing these things such as meditation, journaling, cold showers, the gym, running, eating a clean diet, staying away from social media, having less screen time. These habits are beautiful, man, because then you start to see how much you change as a person. And then this develops your self-character and your self-identity. And you take the necessary action and change your life. Like how I changed my life. Used to be that fat kid that go home, cry, eat junk food, eat Oreos. I would drink 5 Cokes a day. Then I would go back to video games, play on the games for hours and hours, lock myself in the room, turn off the lights, and just drain my life away when I wasn't even living with a purpose. I remember when I was the fat kid, he would have to run 6 miles, 4 miles a day, because that's what my wrestling coach made me do. He made me run 10 laps around the whole school field, and then do a few of the bleachers where you had to go up and down. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. That built discipline in me. That right there, as simple as that, and setting the goal to run for less and less and less time and get my running done with, setting simple goals like that like really saved my life. It truly did. And it could save your life too. It Y'all don't know the importance of setting goals and writing them down and being genuine with your goals, because that's where it comes down to, is that accomplishing that little baby step can just take you so far, man. And if you give up or you feel like giving up, go back to where you started, right? Think back to what he wanted. What was the goal that he wanted? What was the vision that he imagined? And you just got to follow that, because our journeys are like this. We have times where we go down and then we just come back up. We go down and we come back up. And you're going to have so many times where you just keep going down, then you come back up, bro. And then you come back up. And you come back up. It's that simple. It's that simple. And that's literally how I went from an antisocial fat kid to like the person I am now, 4 years later. I completely changed my life in a 360 way. In a way where my life was like an uptrend. I just kept trending up. I had my lows, went back up, lost all the weight, got skinny fat, but then went to the gym, started building muscle. That was up. It started by was being so scared to go out in public. Boom. But then that graph had like a huge percentage uptrend in one day, because I went out and wrestled in like a singlet in front of hundreds of people, where I was, half. And that was like big level ups. You're going to have those days where you have big level ups, and you're going to have those days where you just feel like giving up on everything. But just don't give up on everything. Because if that kid that literally like was on autopilot, depressed, so lethargic and tired of everything, if he can do it, so can you, bro. So can you.